Hey everyone, it's Brett from Hope to Prosper, and I'm here in Homer, Alaska, about to go fishing on my third day, and just wanted to bring you guys along. I know you'd enjoy it. This is my fifth trip to Alaska, and I'm really looking forward to catching some more fish today. All right, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoy it all. This is the Lookout apartment where we stayed in Homer. It comes as part of a package. You get 4 days in this apartment and 3 nights, and then you get 3 days on the boat. So it's pretty deluxe for a fishing cabin, I'll tell you that much. And we loved it. It's right on the edge of the ocean, on the edge of a cliff overlooking the ocean, and all the amenities you could imagine: a barbecue, a fire pit, full kitchen, a couple bedrooms. It's really nice. So we enjoyed staying here, and it's part of the package, and we loved it. First day of fishing, we get up, we're about to have breakfast. We notice there are moose on the lawn. First I just saw the 2 babies, and then later I saw the mom. And so we had 3 moose on our lawn. They were just kind of hanging out, checking us out. We were looking at them through the window. Didn't seem to bother them. Never been 20 feet from a moose before, 3 moose. And it was really exciting. And they didn't seem to mind us that much. They didn't seem bothered by us at all. Maybe they come by often. Anyways, they all huddled together when we started looking out the window, and then we actually had to get up and walk past them, which I thought, could be scary, but didn't even bother them. So it was a beautiful way to start the morning. We only saw them the first morning, and I was hoping that would give us some good luck for our first day of fishing. Here's the harbor at Homer. It's one of the most beautiful harbors I've ever seen, and I've seen a number of them. You can't see because of the clouds, but there are mountains all around the harbor. They usually have snow on them even in the summer. Just a beautiful place, Homer Harbor. If you haven't been here, it's definitely a must-see. Here's our boat, the Optimist, and that's Captain Daniel. And every time I've fished in Alaska, all 5 times I've fished on the Optimist. This is a new version. And boy, it didn't disappoint. We caught a lot of fish this year. I'm going to leave some information for you guys in case someone wants to go fishing. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I highly recommend this boat and this captain. We always catch a lot of fish. Headed out of the harbor on our first morning fishing. Looks kind of like rush hour. It's about 6:45, and everybody's out going fishing. Well, it was like the Armada. Anyways, we were trying to get out there with them and get our fair share of fish. So it was kind of a scramble. Here we are jigging for ling cod. We're all rigged up with heavy rods and, like I said, jigs. And we're bouncing them off the bottom trying to catch ling cod and halibut and whatever else might bite, rock cod. So that's what we're up to. Here's a picture of the captain, Daniel. You can see I have my hat on and my stealth glasses. The captain doesn't like you filming on the deck with the iPhone when you're supposed to be fishing, so I went into stealth mode and took some footage.
That's a lot of good hard work. It is a lot of hard work.
Here's our first day's catch. We got some yellow eye, some ling cod, some halibut, 1 salmon, and some rockfish. It was a good day. It was a great day, actually, for the first day. Here's our deckhand, Julie. She's filleting all of our fish and preparing them for the packing house. And, she's a magician with that. I wouldn't want to challenge her to a knife fight. But great deckhand. Boy, she was helping everything, and it was nice. In the past, we've gone without a deckhand and just handled it ourselves, but it was really nice to have a deckhand on board. Here's our first day's catch, all filleted up. And it weighed in at 131.85 pounds. So, like I said, great first day. We brought home a little bit of this fish and cooked it up for dinner. And boy, it was fantastic. Right off the boat. Day 2, and we're headed out to go fishing, and we're driving along the Spit. If you're not familiar with Homer, there's a long, narrow sand peninsula called the Spit, and the harbor's in the middle of it. And here you're seeing just the start of the Spit. This is where a lot of the camps are, and people, there's RV parks, camps, things of that sort. And then as you get closer to the harbor, there's more stores and things of that sort, shops, restaurants. So this is the famous Spit in Homer, and it's very pretty. I've hiked along it, and it's just beautiful. So this is the view you see while you're driving to go fishing. And also I did a little shopping there, bought my wife a sweatshirt and with some moose on it, and just enjoyed it there. If you've never been there, it's definitely someplace to visit, even if you aren't going fishing. It's definitely a great place to just go and hang out for the day. Here's some more shops down a little bit farther. This is getting close to the harbor right here. You can see it's starting to get crowded. There's a lot more people parking and walking around, and this is still pretty early in the morning. This is about 6:30, so 6:30, 6:45, and so like I said, it's just a neat place to hang around and for the day. It would be really cool because land's in, you're like kind of stuck inside. There's the world famous Salty Dog, the little dive bar that all the fishermen go and have a drink at. I've been there once. It was great. Here's the fish packing house. We have all our fish. And then there's the parking lot. And that's the tour of the Spit. Here we are rigged up for salmon. We're trolling. And you can see we got light lines and downriggers. And this is my favorite kind of fishing. You're just cruising along, just waiting for the fall to pop. It's not nearly as much work as halibut jigging. And it's exciting when the fish hit. Sometimes 2 or 3 of those will hit at the same time, and everybody's on, and you're bouncing around each other and getting out of each other's way, and it's very exciting. This guy who's got the fish right here. His name is Tanner. He was 20. He's Mike's grandson, and this is his first time fishing Alaska. He was very excited. He did really well too. He brought in a lot of fish.
That's a silver, I bet.
He had a great trip. It's hard to describe how beautiful it is out there fishing sometimes. Sometimes the clouds are dramatic. Sometimes it's, really clear and the sky is blue and the water is blue. Other times it's, you're all socked in fog or it's rainy. The weather changes like crazy. Half the time you're opening your jacket and then closing it 5 minutes later. But anyways, the weather always changes in Alaska. You have to be prepared for anything. But here we are in the middle of Halibut Cove. You can't see it, but there's mountains on both sides, some of them covered in snow. And it's just a beautiful place in the summer. It's really hard to beat it. It's something you have to see.
But now there's a flasher on that one, okay? And when that flasher comes up, it's going to feel like, oh shit, he's gone. But don't stop reeling, okay? So Mike, pull number 3.
There's all kinds of wildlife out here. We saw whales, otters, birds, all kinds of eagles. It's beautiful out here. Sometimes dolphins. And it's just hard to describe how pretty it is just being out in the middle of the ocean in Homer. Okay. Couldn't see the LED.
Looks like a pig.
It's a pig.
Yeah. Did somebody get that downrigger?
Maybe a
Over here,
king.
crank the downrigger up, please. What about yours, Mike? Is that adequate?
Whichever one.
Okay. All right. I'll take mine off the wheel.
So you're gonna hold this like that.
There's no flash
Got
on
it.
there, guys. Just straight spoons.
Or take-
Richard, you need to come over and go underneath Mike.
Wait, why don't we pull up the... Here we are coming into the harbor, and what you see there is called Land's End. It's actually the end of the spit, just below the harbor, and you can see all those condos that are set up. A lot of people like to hang out there and watch the people come in and out of the harbor. It looks like a neat place to stay. I would love to stay there one day and just relax and watch everybody fish. This is the mouth of the harbor. We're just coming back in with our catch, and probably tired and hungry, and just had a wonderful day. This is day 3 catch. We got about 9 halibut, 3 king salmon, and some rockfish. It was a little over 100 pounds of fillets, and so finished off strong. After we finished fishing, we just went around town a little bit and hung out at the sign, the Homer sign, and the little fake fish and the fake hook. I didn't get a picture of that, but there's a bunch of places to take pictures and just have a good time. And just enjoy the city. So that's what we did on our last night. Okay, last morning in Homer, and we were headed to the packing facility to grab our fish, and then we were headed back to Anchorage to fly home. We had 321 pounds of fish, and which is 145 kilos, and my share was 80 pounds. Go for it. Okay, I hope you sure enjoyed coming along on this fishing trip with me. I had a blast, and I'm happy to bring you along with me. I wish you all health, happiness, and prosperity in your lives, and I will see you next week on our next big adventure. Next week, I'm going to hike Mount Baldy, so I'll take you along with that.